Welcome.
You are watching Line Screw 1.
Well, hello, tubers. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy YouTube universe. Oh, how the mighty must fall. We're talking about Mr. Beast. Now, this is more like an old man's reaction to Mr. Beast. Well, I've been on YouTube since the beginning, and, I know who Mr. Beast is. I'm not a big fan, not a big follower, but I have seen some of his work, and over the years, I've always just thought, okay, he's playing the kids. And apparently, my first impression was correct. He's playing the kids. And for a guy who seems to be quite smart, he's quite dumb, because he has a lot of means in terms of legal opinions that he could have avoided a lot of this scandal, because it's not looking good for Mr. Beast. Because some of his corporate deals that he has coming, there's one thing when you become scandalous, corporations and media, they want to walk away. That's why they don't like doing business typically with convicted felons and, people with scandalous backgrounds. There's always a company or two that's lower in the rung that might do business with you, but the top tier businesses will not. So for those of you who are old, like my audience is old, Mr. Beast is a fairly young guy in his 20s, gives away, it seems like he has more money than God, and he's giving this money away. Now, anybody with a lick of business sense, like I do, and most of you do, would realize that money has to come from somewhere. And obviously, the money was coming from the kids, and a lot of this was unethical, possibly illegal, especially when you're running illegal lottery scams. And I've reported them before. For those of you who follow my channel, you guys probably remember that couple, Wanderbus. Wanderbus. Well, they ran an illegal lottery scheme, and I reported it to the state officials in California. Soon after, of course, they were actually raffling off a VW Volkswagen Bug. And the way they did it was they didn't put the no purchase necessary until I pointed it out to them that, hey, what you're doing is illegal, so I had to restructure it. And then they manipulated the audience by whenever anybody would put a comment in their videos saying you really, no purchase necessary, they'd erase that. They'd erase the links because they didn't want anybody to use the no purchase necessary. They wanted to run an illegal lottery scheme. Now, I don't know if they're persecuted, because shortly after their relationship destructed, and Jimmy, or as we used to call him, Yimmy, he's back in Western France, and the old lady, she's back in Southern California doing what she's doing. And there was so much of this going on, and Mr. Beast was kind of the apex of it all, where he would trick kids into buying overpriced t-shirts and crap like that, and say he'd be giving away certain things at certain times during live streams when that actually didn't happen. He didn't appear to treat all of his staff the best. Of course, that's not always illegal, because people have a different opinion, and some snowflake kids are a little too sensitive nowadays too. If you yell at them and tell them to straighten up and fly right, they think that's like a human rights violation. But nonetheless, so one of Mr. Beast's ex-girlfriends come out of the woodwork and said some negative things about him, former staff members, and we've had lawyers now on YouTube weigh in. Everybody's weighing in, so I'm just the old man weighing in, because I'm sure many of you more elderly viewers on YouTube have come across Mr. Beast, probably not watched much of him, because we're obviously not the prime demographic, because we're not gullible. So, and many of us, we know that free money doesn't really come from, the sky. It comes from people. Mr. Beast wasn't born a multimillionaire, and he's some philanthropist. No, he's a businessman. He's a young businessman. And the thing that really kind of disturbs me is because, on television, I'm old enough. I wasn't alive at the time, but I've read about it, and I'm very familiar with the TV scandal with the game shows and how that was rigged, and that brought forth standards practices for TV networks. And the odd thing is YouTube has become network television essentially, And a lot of the things that Mr. Beast is doing and has done on YouTube would not be legal on network television, because he's gamified things, he's rigged things, he's manipulated his young, impressionable audience into buying merch and subscribing and doing things that are typically in violation of running an illegal lottery, which it's all about the consideration. And you can't have a consideration. There's always has to be a no purchase necessary. Now, I know Mr. Beast has put the no purchase necessary in some of the videos. Not always. I'm sure at some point he did get legal advice and said, hey, you can't do this. But it's a question of whether the earlier stuff that didn't have those disclaimers and maybe didn't have those options, whether we're past the statutes of limitations or whatever the case. But, government is kind of weak on actually enforcing this, because so many people are breaking the law online with these types of promotions. So, and as you know, government is quick to grab money if they can get the low-hanging fruit, but if it costs them a lot of money to prosecute and investigate, they generally are kind of sloppy at that. And a lot of people know that, so they think, hey, well, if certain people can get away with it, maybe so can I. And that's the way human nature is. But the million-dollar question is, will Mr. Beast survive and maintain his apex level on YouTube? I really don't think so, because the more they dig, they're gonna, it's like an onion. They're gonna find a new layer under there and go, oh, well, there's another layer to this, and what's going on? And a lot of the bigger brands don't want to do business with them anymore, and people with high ethical standards will definitely walk away. And of course, the kids, they do a lot of their own cancel culture, and so I think a lot of the kids are going to be cancel culturing Mr. Beast. But on the good side for Mr. Beast, I'm sure he's probably made enough money that he can just walk off into the sunset and get himself a nice little place in some tropical setting and buy himself a Lambo and get on with his life. But let it be a lesson to you young up-and-coming YouTubers and social media influencers, which I hate that damn word because it's a stupid word. But it is an accurate word. It does influence the weak-minded, the feeble-minded, the greedy, and the stupid. So don't do what he did, okay? Get sound legal advice for whenever you're doing things, and as you grow, be more careful, be more ethical, and don't try to wrap yourself around virtue like he did and pretend he's some great philanthropist when he's really a business person, and he's extracting a lot of money from his young audience so that he can profit. So keep in mind, folks, there ain't no such thing as free money in this world. So so that's my old man rant. I would have walked around and done it here, but it's a little windy, so I figured I'd crank this out from the car. Hope you guys are doing well, and don't put stupid comments and say, who's Mr. Beast? Who's Mr. Beast? Just Google Mr. Beast, because I know I got an older audience that a few of you may have no idea who he is, but he's pretty much one of the top YouTubers. So anyway, you put your comments down below what you think about Mr. Beast. And us old folks, we kind of knew something was up right from the beginning. So, but, if it's too good to be true, it is. Anyway, have a great day. Keep your wheels to the ground. I'll talk to you soon. Over and out.
Can go to figure out what we've done, what we need to do. Yeah, I got you, I got you, I got you.